Hello everybody, welcome back to Language, Litigation, and Integration Part 190, Too Dirty to Feed. As always, I'm your host, Bradley Boos. The primary function of this lecture series remains to bring attention to my ongoing constitutional rights being violated, my properties being stolen profoundly and extensively, and has destroyed any potential I could have in a life, any potential I could have in a family. I have been scapegoated and blamed by an entire community of people. And the only thing I need for any of this thing to stop, and the only thing I've ever needed since I've been 14 years of age, is a way to pay my own bills. And I can't do that because I am the victim of crime. I've now educated myself to the point where my voice scares people because they're pathetic, incompetent, middle-aged people or old people or people my age that don't know how to listen. They just don't. They refuse to do their jobs. They reject all obligations they have, both legally and just morally. And then they just steal my property, or they're such dick suckers, they don't realize they're part of an organization stealing my property, and they give out fraudulent pieces of paper while not giving me a fraudulent piece of paper, or saying my name one time in public. One streamer, one YouTuber could clip one of my videos, and I have a way to pay my bills today, right now, and that has been so for the past 7 years. Nobody will do so, nobody gives a fuck. So, what happens? Every day, what are our time frames, audience? 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months. Every 2 days something minor will happen, every 2 weeks something medium will happen, every 2 months something profoundly disrespectful to my entire life's research will occur. As it has been doing so for 22 continuous years since I've started forming memories. I'm laughing, I'm not joking. I've literally got scapegoated by 8 billion fucking people. And so, again, and I have been denigrated to the point where I don't generate an appetite naturally simply because I do not feel safe. Like literally, legitimately, there's nothing else to say about it. It's been true since I've been an adult because there are no functioning social structures and there's a bunch of fat, pathetic people that can't be criticized. And so the major thing recently was the Colorado Department of Revenue extorting me based off completely fraudulent reporting. I responded to them in writing, I responded to them over the email, I have confirmation emails, I've requested written response multiple times. Anytime I try to talk to them on the phone, they literally laugh at me and disrespect me and say, "You're not writing anything down." I'm a fucking lawyer, I'm a judge, I'm the judge. Please respect me, forget that. I'm a Brad, I'm a man, please respect me with some basic dignity. You sent me a threatening letter to my house and you were going to go into my bank account and steal my money based off fraud. I'm already the victim of the most prolific crime ever, and anyone in the federal government that knows what the fuck going on could stop that shit instantly. But they won't respond. And then if I try to call them, they're just disrespectful. And so if I'll place one more call, because they said they haven't heard something by the 25th, and again, I've sent all of this stuff in writing, certified mail, signed for it, whatever, or at least requested signatures. Didn't send certified mail, but it had been delivered as of like March 3rd. So Colorado Department of Revenue, since you've sent me that letter till this day, you are still running at the full rate of whatever my research is worth, and it's being distributed everywhere. And so being called a threat is just so fucking, it's not applicable, right? If people right now today say, if Vladimir Putin drops one nuke or one missile or anything on American soil, Americans are going to go to fucking war, correct? Correct, and that's like a statement of like, good, defend yourself, good thing, right? Well, my intellectual property is so prolific. Think that my GDP, my independent work will snuff out the probably most economies combined. And people might think that's a fucking joke, but I pretty much own education for an entire species forever. So what the fuck is that shit worth? So when I say I'm going to defend my property, it's being stolen. Don't think of one guy, a 29-year-old or a 25-year-old or whatever the fuck everyone you guys threatened me so many times with cops in my fucking home. It's just, you guys are privileged. You are so privileged. You've never faced adversity, and my research level will dwarf the GDP. The income from my research will dwarf those of GDPs of countries. And so when the intellectual property is just so prolific, it is disgusting. It is me as a human being. But does anybody else have decency or legal obligations that they will adhere to? No. So Colorado Revenue, you're still on the clock. I'll replace one more call that will be on recorded, as always, with the legal stuff. But it is just denigration, disrespect, victim of criminal activity, and then blame the victim by a community of people every minute of every day, every 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 days. And so what? We have another minor incident, right? So again, we have a food truck here in our lovely Royal Elm neighborhood, and I like to support local businesses. Again, I have no budget to eat out anymore, so again, I might budget it. I might go to the food truck once a week or once every 2 weeks to just not cook dinner one time. I'm cooking every other fucking meal that I'm eating. My quality of life is way less than it was in fucking high school. And so then I was like, okay, I'll just go, and I'm like happy because I don't get to socialize with any people. All I'm doing is creating content, and nobody will do fucking dick to help me. And so it's just I go on my walk there, where I go to the food truck. The food truck is not there, and so I just walk around. I do my neighborhood walk, which again I'm literally vocalizing out loud, saying, I have my car, or my car keys, my phone, and my cell phone instinctually. Because again, when I walk around my apartment building at a time I don't normally do, because again, I'm completely shunned of society. I'm not Lex Friedman. I'm not living like a monk. I am the victim of crime. I'm a fucking literal slave. I'm forced to work with no rights and no way out, and I'm actively trying to fucking see the North Star and just dip the fuck out of the South. And so, I'm literally going on my walk, and again, it's just trying to feel safe, legitimately for real. And so the people that say we can do whatever we want, you are so privileged, you are torturing another human being. Whatever you put into this universe will come back to you. If you do not face legal punishment for your fucking crimes, you will face it 1,000 lifetimes of what the fuck you've punished me with. 1,000 lifetimes. Guaranteed. And so I'm walking around my house just trying to smile, or just try to, again, just feel safe amongst other people, which would never occur because people are fat, incompetent fucking cunts. And so I come back after I do my walk, now the food truck's there. And so, again, there was a daughter, I don't know, a 12-year-old daughter and her mom waiting there. So I walk up there. We have to wait for a little bit until they get their food. They're not really receptive to the service. This was the great business of Elegant Edge Catering, owned by Denisha. Couldn't get the last name or an LLC. It's just a food truck. I hope you guys have a big legal department. And so, regardless, I'm sitting there. It takes a while to get the people in front of me get their food. Not a problem at all. Not a fucking problem at all. I have no problem waiting. Again, when you're a scapegoat, if someone's not actively threatening my fucking life, I don't care. My internal monologue is placid. It's calm. Es tranquilo. And then you just meet somebody else who's trying to be a boss bitch, trying to grow and live, and they have rights. And they have no idea who they're talking to. They're talking to a fucking slave. And so, I place my order. She's not polite at all. I try to order some shrimp or something, elevated shrimp or something. And then she was just like, that'll be $17. I was like, okay, put my card in. And right after I signed, she's like, okay, it's 30 minutes wait. And I was like, what? I was just like, whoa, because there's one person kind of in front of me that just got their food. I was like, what do you mean? And she's like, well, there's online orders, and this is my thing. And I literally said right after she says, there's a 30-minute wait. I was just taken aback because I was like, you don't think to say that beforehand? As someone who owns a bar and restaurant, they can't. Our operator can't do his job either. But as someone who knows how to treat other people with decency and respect, if I was operating a food truck, and clearly there's not a line there, but you have online orders that I'm not aware about, I'd be like, hey man, it's going to be about 30 minutes if you want to come back, or at least make me aware of it before I place my order. Seems reasonable, seems decent, seems like the right thing to do. Anybody disagree? Okay, no. And so right after that, and then, to which I don't get mad, I don't raise my voice, I literally just say, is this how you guys do business? I had no idea that there was an online order. And then she's like, that's when she's like, I said, hey, literally the only thing I said to her in a normal speaking tone and kind of just the facial expression like this is this how you guys do business? Not raising my tone at all. And she was like, well, there's online orders, and they had to wait 30 minutes, and they had to do this. And I was like, ma'am, I didn't know that. And the step where that disconnected from decent interaction was, hey man, we have a wait, just to let you know, then you want to place an order or not. That's it. I have no problem waiting 30 minutes. Just make your customers aware. Don't be an arrogant fucking dick. Or a bitch in this case. But regardless, I just said, is this how you do business? And she was like, well, there's online orders. I was like, well, I run a restaurant. I own a business too. And then she literally threatens me. She says, you're not going to like where this is going to go. She starts talking to her baby daddy in the fucking truck. Yeah, you never know when you're talking to an ex-fucking drug dealer that was homeless for fucking years. That solved all the fucking science. You never know who the fuck you're talking to, Denisha. So you're not going to go like where this is going. And I literally get my Ray Shoesmith grin going. I'm just like, what does that mean? What does that mean? And then she obviously puts her tails between her legs and she just wants to be a boss-ass bitch. And she literally goes, this is my thing. And again, this is okay. So even before this part, she's like, I literally said right after I'm trying to get the conversation exactly verbatim, word for word in order. But I said, is this how you guys do business? And she starts going off on this thing, and she's like, here, I'll get you your change. So she's already refusing me service before I even say anything else past, is this how you guys do business? I own a restaurant as well. And then she's like, well, I'm going to get your change. And I'm like, I don't want to serve you. So I'm too dirty to feed. Because I was a little taken aback without raising my voice, disrespecting her business, disrespecting her life, doing anything at all besides being a little taken aback that she didn't let me know there's a heads up about online orders. Went to a food truck in a residential neighborhood and there was nobody else around. And so at this point, again, it's like 5:30, so there's a lot of people walking around. I don't know, there's probably, another dude comes up to the thing, and another one of my worthless fucking neighbors who's just, I was just like, talking to the dude, I was like, do you live around here? And at first he was like, wasn't gonna like answer me, I was just like, again, once you get scapegoated, everyone else around you just picks up as like, what's this fucking disease? And she is completely in the wrong, she's being an indecent cunt, and I'm just trying to like be a neighbor, like literally. But of course, Central Ohioans are just so fucking illiterate. They're so fucking stupid. They're so fucking illiterate. They don't realize they're going to schools where every one of their children is learning from people distributing my property. All of them. And so can a single person be a decent human being? No. I am literally today, at this point in time, at March 23rd, 2023, 7 years after complete unification of the natural sciences, I am too dirty to fucking feed. And so she literally says that, refers to service, and I was like, oh. Again, at no point did I say anything aggressive at all whatsoever. But she literally says, you're not going to like to where this is going to go. And this is actually, like, as she's like going to get my change, she's already denied me service. To which point I literally said, well, what is that supposed to, like, what does that mean? And my Ray Houston smile. It's like, well, I don't know. Oh, big baby daddy's going to shoot me? Oh, please and thank you. Jesus Christ, please and thank you. But that is Elegant Edge Catering, Denisha. And so the funny part of this story was, and so right when she gives me cash, I paid card and she gave me back cash. I'm just standing there dumbfounded, literally hearing the words in my head. I don't deserve food tonight. I don't deserve to fucking eat. And I forget what she said at the end, but I literally just tried to throw the money at her. I was like, you can just buy one. I need food. And she's like, no, I'm not going to serve you. So I literally just tried to throw the fucking money at her. Because when you tell me I don't deserve to eat, I am just disgusted. I've never felt so fucking disgusting. Except for like 2 weeks ago, or 2 days ago, when this shit happens the last time. And so, the funny part of this story was absolutely disgusting experience. But I tried to throw the money at her. At least like at her fucking truck. And again, it's a food truck, I don't know, I'm 5 feet away. And it's a pretty windy day. And I said, there's a couple other people coming up to the food truck now, this one dude. And there's like two 14-year-old girls. Maybe 12 to 14. So I tried to throw it's like it was $17. So there's two ones, a 5, and a 10. And so I just try to throw it at her. Again, not in an aggressive way. I'm just literally, she hands me back the money. I'm just literally standing there like this and just type of deal. And it's windy. And so the money blows directly onto like the 12-year-olds. So I kind of made it rain on some 12-year-olds the other day at the food truck. So, but again, totally unequivocally disgusting fucking experience. And then the next day, I'm sure my mom's over here like, you wasted $17? No, mother. Again, I still haven't earned anything. And again, like you said, you're paying my bills in the same way your employer's paying your bills. But my homeowners association president, lady Jennifer Johnson, again, not the one I knew from, not the Jessica Johnson, Jennifer Johnson, the Jennifer Johnson from the neighborhood. She returned the money. And then at the beginning, she's just like, she's like, the Denisha chick was running late, and I don't care, man. It is not hard to treat people with respect. And no matter where I go, no matter what function I try to do in society, whether it's access to my constitutional rights, reach out to police chiefs I know personally, reach out to billionaires whose shooting coach I know personally, or walk down the fucking street and buy a food truck, or buy my house. Again, we've documented all of this shit. The realtors, the home inspectors, everybody has to tell me how to behave, and they don't know how to behave. They're projecting onto me, and it has ruined my life. And so she literally threatened me, 100% literally threatened me, and at that point genuinely made me smile. Not being service food is just, again, that is the most, and the only thing I am food insecure, and I've been food insecure for the last 11 years of my life, because of ongoing criminal activity, and I don't have a supporting community or a family, and I can't start a family of my own. So, that was my wonderfully awesome experience with Elegant Edge Catering, owned by Denisha here in Columbus, Ohio. So that's the really only story. Again, past that, current events and talking points, again, I'm just documenting what restricting my constitutional rights has done to my quality of life. It is zero, it is rock bottom. I'm not sad, mother dearest, if you're watching, I'm not sad, I just want a livable wage so I can get the fuck away from the city. Or a time frame, still a time frame, and I can still just leave today. I could have left, that's been true for 5 years. And so, sick. But the only other, I don't know, just a random thought came in. I did see a stallion that I'm not absolutely against. Stallion's my home team high school teammates. But this woman is not involved in anybody I'm doing illegal things against. But I did run into Becca Fitzpatrick at Morse Furniture. And so Becca Fitzpatrick, if you ever watched this one, I did recognize you. I forgot your last name, but I want to get as far as fuck away from to Sales Stallion land as fucking possible. But so Becca Fitzpatrick, if you ever watch this, I did recognize you in Morse Furniture last July. I was just furniture shopping, and then she was the lady working. But I didn't say anything. But I think she both eye contact, like we recognized each other. But I couldn't remember her last name. Or I remembered her last name. I couldn't remember her first name. And I wasn't gonna try to. Hey Fitzpatrick, class of 2012 Stallions. But I did see her and I did recognize her, so I wasn't being a dick or anything. I just forgot your first name. Sorry. But those are the only stories today. Maybe a bit or two of economics, and then I'm sure 13 million shootings. Oh, I guess another positive on the food front. I told you I messed up my second sausage casserole. It's been going down all right. And I definitely didn't add the cheese. I definitely added way too little shredded potatoes this time. But still getting it down. Still having 2 solid meals a day. Again, I had a Hot Pocket today. I don't really consider Hot Pockets like solid food, but at least it's not a protein shake. Well, ironically, actually, the protein shakes, they sit heavier in the stomach, but they feel like more solid food. So, I don't know. I'm just still struggling to eat food. The Wire and John Wick actor Lance Reddick, dead at 60. The cause of death was unclear, but seems to be of natural causes. I certainly remember him as I forget what his character was in The Wire, but certainly saw him in that. Certainly recognized him from John Wick as like the receptionist to the hotel thing. So it's probably the John Wick was probably when I was introduced to him, and obviously big in the movie and television reviewing script these days. So definitely an actor I recognized. North Korea claims 800,000. I think I saw a number about 1.2 million now. People have signed up for a military campaign against the U.S. How are they going to get here? So yeah, I'm shaking my boots about that one. Sure, a lot of other Americans are. And again, I'm not an American. I have to abide by the laws, but I'm not a citizen because I don't have constitutional rights. Taylor Swift drops 4 new songs as she kicks off her first tour in 5 years. What a fucking privilege, man. People really they come up on the music scene, it takes them 3 to 5 years to really peak their fucking career. They can kick back for a fucking lifetime and throw reunion tours whenever they need a new paycheck. My goodness. I could be a touring lecturer, a touring musician, a touring comedian probably, fuck. I am not allowed to do dick anything, but I can be a touring lecturer in anything. And I can live derive and be more informative than any fucking cocksucker at Harvard with his little notepad with his class presentation for this week. My God. But I heard Taylor Swift's, there was a clip on Reddit where it was like Taylor Swift's unadulterated or unedited vocals, which if that is true, that is just so disrespectful as a human being. In my voice resonance level, nothing I've done is edited in music. I don't wear a microphone on my podcast or lecture series. And in person, again, once you've sung in person to somebody and you've had that visceral response, seen that visceral response, like Adam, my old neighbor, Grafton Park, when your kids are walking back from the pool, that wasn't allowed to go to because they said I was threatening because they disrespected my life. And then your kids were like, whoa! And then you're like, shoot them along, like, come on. Remember, but my mother still doesn't think those interactions are real at all. So when you ask me why are you still trying to make money, or are you still worried about money, because I have never had an identity. I have never made a choice for myself. Just like I explained to you on our balconies 2 years ago. But regardless, once you sing in front of somebody and you get that response, you know you can fucking sing. But then hearing Taylor Swift's, if those were real, actual audios, it's just like, how do you people get famous? You've never learned about your bodies. It is not hard to learn how to contract your diaphragm, stretch out your fucking neck, and learn the phonetics that human beings can make. And then you can sing like a motherfucker. But have I ever been given an opportunity? No. Have I ever been given an opportunity for anything I've ever worked for? No. Like 1 inch forward? Absolutely not. Back up to 56 subscribers on YouTube. Picked up another one yesterday after losing one. Again, still cranking at least 1 piece of content a day, trying to go for 2 to 3. The ICC issues an arrest warrant for Vladimir Putin. He was visited by Xi Jinping of Xinhua, the Chinkawas. Oopsies. I went there on a G69 summit
I went through the inaugural one 2 years ago. I didn't do one last year. But all the superpowers are always here, man. The country of Brad. Yeah, there should legitimately be a UN meeting where it's like, the Chad, the country, Jordan, the country, Brad, the person. But I don't get it. We got to kick out the actual leader or person who can demonstrate behavior in our species so we can continue to do our shitty behavior and play games and come all day. Nice. And we kill kids and start wars because of it. Well, I don't think that war is going to be enacted upon. So Vladimir's not going to go to a country where that people are going to... He's not going to willfully go to a country that's going to arrest him. And I don't think anyone's going to head into Moscow to enact that warrant. Trump says he expects to be arrested as New York law enforcement prepares for possible indictment. And that was on March 20th, 2023. 3 days later, it has not happened, still looming. He urges protests if done. Again, I'm urging protests for people that are getting bona fide crime. Again, I can't get views on YouTube. But yeah, urging protests for valid legal responses is not a good idea. There's got to be some legal fault there. 2 airliners avoid collisions by 14 seconds in February 2023, according to Air Traffic Control, or NTSB. Not sure what the acronym stands for. 1 of 7 runway incidents this year, as of today. So again, I don't know how the air traffic controllers work, but it seems more frequent than I would have guessed. So I don't know what else to say about that. Kentucky college pays $14 million after wrestler dies from heat exhaustion after begging for water. The victim was Grant Brace, age of 20. Was at the University of the Cumberlands. He died on August 31st, 2020. Coaches fired, but no charges. Absolutely fucking atrocious fucking case. Yeah, you've seen the videos, you can see the kid running around trying to get into the wrestling room. And even more, again, people are aware how other people treat them. And the dude has recordings, him recording to his parents like, hey guys, if something happens, I love you, I'm just making these recordings. Clearly aware he's being abused. And some of the teammates would be like, it might be abuse. If you were making audio recordings about how much you were being punished, that is fucking abuse. And to have that, and then he dies because they refuse to give him water. And I told you the story about my freshman soccer coach, Sean Dundon, I believe. It was one of the Dundons. Like, yeah, it might not have been Sean Dundon. I think it was Coach Dundon, whatever Dundon that one was. And making Gerardo, my old friend, was a little overweight, would run too much. I was just like, this can kill people. Like, this actually kills people. And that's why I quit soccer, is because why am I going to risk my life for a middle-aged high school coach that wants to push you a little too fucking hard? Completely aware that heat exhaustion is fucking killing people. And so that to me that's some gradation of murder to me, 100%. Refusing basic needs to play games with an abusive figure where if he stopped running he was going to get off the team. Granted, I don't give a single fuck about high school sports. I got off the team. They told me, it's Sean Dunn, and then they said, if you don't want to be here, leave. And I said, okay, and I left. Literally. Do you even want to be here? Nope. Then why don't you leave? Okay, I will. Bye. Literally, multiple witnesses. But that's some gradation of murder to me. What is in my headphones? Anne-Marie, Tripolar 3, dropped a 2023 album. Definitely can sit on my face. The whole album is a slapper. If you like gritty, little sexual explicitness with some good R&B and some good singing, Anne-Marie Tripolar 3 is definitely something I recommend you listening to. My back's been feeling a little bit better. Just overall, again, I have no interest in starting back up my gym membership. But I've been doing body weight exercises again. I got a little resistance band. I'll probably get a kettlebell and just be home workouts for now. But my favorite genre to lift weights to is actually R&B. So I do like metal too, but not even really for the hype. I like the angsty, screamy breakdowns and lyrics to metal music. But some good sexual vibes while lifting weights. That always hit for me. So definitely recommend Anne-Marie Tripolar 3. Additionally, The Devil Wears Prada, Reaching, which is a follow-up single to their their whole album that I recommended, that was released recently in 2023. And the Amity Affliction, which is also like a metal screamo band that's had a bunch of good songs over the years. I think I've recommended them before, but they released a new single called Held Down Here. And so that was a bop. And that is what is in my headphones recently. We have the Polish ambassador tells France that Poland will be forced to enter war if Ukraine fails to defend itself. So yeah, again, this obviously, if I don't think Vlad would stop if he just got the Ukraine. Vladimir, stop! What the fuck are you doing? Just stop, fucking cunt! I teach your whole country. China, I teach your whole country. India, I teach your whole country. Iran, I teach your whole country. And if you guys can stop killing women for 5 seconds to read a book. But I did watch. I watched a video on, I think it was Ollie Richards. No, that's a different language dude. But just one of these language YouTubers. But I was really interested in the. I think it was Serbian and Polish. It was extremely they had just two native speakers pronouncing words, and I could hear all the fucking words. So it's really just the emphasis. Again, people have accents that they've not developed the ability to confidently articulate the accents in any phonetic, and there's only so many sounds human beings can make. And so I thought that was an interesting pairing of languages. I think it was Polish and Serbian, I believe. But it was, whatever video I watched was pretty interesting, actually. Okay, I was about to say, we had at least 14 shootings. Maybe not 3,000 today, but at least 14 shootings. State of emergency declared in Florida/Miami Beach after a second shooting during spring break. Which I did reference, remember the Selena Gomez reference I made? The movie that had no regrets, that was Spring Breakers. And so Selena Gomez definitely was a cutie in that movie. But again, I just felt so bad for her. She had anxiety, which is not a real thing, and depression, which isn't a real thing. And then those people project that onto me and say I'm sad, and I'm just a grown man that has been his property stolen. And so, but I'm sad. No. But I felt so bad for her with, again, 390 million Instagram subscribers or whatever. So, but it was the movie I referenced was Spring Breakers. But they just had, they had one dead per shooting. So can we get like an R0, like infectious disease, R0 of 2? If one person gets a disease and you infect 2 people, R0 of 2. Can we get an R0 of shootings? Just like the average demographic, like young white male probably can catch more bodies than, maybe an old black dude, maybe. Just like R0 for mass shooters might be a good idea. Because again, maybe H-index, how many citations, who inspires the most. Just some sort of rankings or just some... And we joked about it before, but I just said we needed some classification there, I don't know, just throwing out some ideas. UBS buys Credit Suisse for $3.2 billion as regional banks continue to create fear of collapse. Credit Suisse went from $8 billion to $3.2 billion over the weekend. And so Credit Suisse and UBS are Switzerland banks, I believe. Looks pretty solid for the Credit Suisse. And I'm pretty sure it's UBS, but I don't think they like each other in the corporate world, which again I hate. I hate watching CNBC. I hate watching Shark Tank. I hate the corporate world. You guys don't let me in. The academic world doesn't let me in. The business world doesn't let me in. The music world doesn't let me in. How many podcaster awards and streamer awards and I would be a part of the creator economy even if I was just on YouTube. I'd still get invited to shit. Get invited to any music award, any big award ceremonies, I would be in, man. Completely shut out of the academic circles, completely shut out of every fucking community I have ever worked to join. I just want my property and the fuck left alone. But no opinion on the banks. And again, it's just fraud. You can't get your fucking feet underneath you in this fucking country, man. Because the banks will just go invest your money. You overdraft your thing, instant fees. They fuck up your entire life savings. Well, hopefully it's insured. Hopefully get a bailout. Whoopsies fucking do. America's disgusting. Every bit of this fucking country is fucking disgusting. Fat whores that play games all day, learn to come and compete over nothing, and how they do that with their careers, and they are fucking incompetent at everything. Sick. Jordan Peterson's Exodus series. I forget which one, but one of the old white dudes, and again, hilarious, is all the scholars sitting around discussing things, not nearly educated on history to have a fucking opinion. And it's just such a structured, normal history book. There's nothing special about the Hebrew Bible in any sort of analogy type of way or metaphorical type of way. It is just a fucking history book. But they say, one of the old white dudes on the round table says, monarchy, aristocracy, democracy, about Moses' independently judging disputes to appointing people. The motivation was nothing to do with governmental fucking structure. Guaranteed, I forget what the Miriam's dad was, or was that, I think Miriam was Moses. It was literally father-in-law like, hey dude, stop spending so time at fucking work, spend some time with my daughter and your fucking family. That was the fucking motivation for Moses to stop independently judging cases, not to set up some fucking governmental structure. they'd already set up, they already had the commandments and shit, bro. Like, you're just so fucking wrong on your interpretations of any of this shit. You just have to read it as a whole book. Like, they just start at Exodus. Fuck no, man. You gotta read the whole fucking thing like any book. The authors, the credits, the indices, all that shit, man. You guys are academics, allegedly. I'm over here, ex-dope boy. Dope boy, dope boy, dope boy. What do you think Jesus was? Why do you think he hung out in those motherfucking trenches? Because the high society is a bunch of cunts. 10 charged with second-degree murder in death of 28-year-old male in hospital. 10 people piled on for being combative. That was Irvo Otieno, died March 6th at a mental hospital. So now imagine me, when my mother and father have a mental breakdown because they literally cannot face the consequences of their actions. And when they threaten to breach a contract, I'll do anything to just make sure my money stays there. I don't raise my voice, I don't get upset, and then they want to institutionalize me, slow down my research progress, disrespect me and denigrate. That was, again, the most denigrating, disrespectful thing that could have ever happened in my entire fucking life. Well, these people will just fucking kill you. Those pile onto your back. Again, that dirty fucking bitch that I referenced wouldn't shake my fucking hand. And she was a social worker with no things. The questions are so fucking weird. It's like, do you feel safe? No, but because of financial stress. But if I say, no, I don't feel safe, then oh my gosh, you're a psychotic weirdo. Nope, no, I just need my money and my rights. That's really it. And then they're like, do you feel like you're being watched? Well, again, no. Like, in terms of like, do I feel like I'm being followed or watched? No. Do I know people are recording my research, which they told me directly? 30, 40, 50 different people at my apartments, unprovoked. Yeah. Again, I am dealing with the top level of governments, and I deal with your dick-sucking retarded kids, and then they have no competence. And so the actual practice of a mental hospital is completely fucking fraudulent. If people actually need to be restricted for being restrained, then maybe that would be the case. But nothing like depression or anxiety. That shit is just fucking Looney Tunes. But it's just my life is just so degrading. Every 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months. But good, they should absolutely be charged with fucking murder. But in that one, and see again, this one, I think this dude was brought to this place by police. And then when police come to my house, and I tell the dude it's swatting, he's like, yeah, I see what you're saying. Because I told my mother on the fucking phone, if you make me go to this place, I'm going to sue everybody involved. So if you want to throw away another career because you had a mental breakdown, and she literally said, this is for me. And it wasn't like therapy. I don't need therapy. At no point, my parents are children. They've blamed me for all of their things. They've abused me since I've been a kid. And I need to get the fuck away. That's it. There's nothing else to say there. I'm done. My parents were not mature enough to have a child 30 years ago, let alone today, let alone 30 years ago. And so, but I believe cops brought him to here. It doesn't matter. Just fucking disgusting. Completely fraudulent practice of health and whatever. And so, and they're still salesmen. They're still trying to support their careers. They're trying to upsell you. Oh, you should go. And again, they gave me a pamphlet. It's like community resources. And I answered just the most basic generic things of which are true. So he said, I'm not sad, I'm not angry, I've never been homicidal or suicidal. And it's just like, can I live my life? No. Can I collect my property? No. That makes me angry and upset, like it would do for any normal human being. But you can't explain that to somebody because they're just there to hear and say, oh, I'm so sad. Nope. Never have been, never will be. I am too mature to be a pathetic fuck like you guys. You're stupid, entitled kids. Carson Breer, charged for pushing woman's wheelchair down steps. Criminal mischief, disorderly conduct, plus other charges. There's another quality beta male fuck is at a club. He's going to impress his friends, show him how much he doesn't care about anybody around him. He's going to do some reckless behavior, do some disrespectful shit. Literally a woman in the bathroom that has a wheelchair outside just throws the chair down the fucking stairs. What a disgusting pile of fucking shit you are, Carson Brewer. But oh, your daddy's the GM for some hockey team, and you're playing hockey. You got suspended. Well, drop the gloves, bro, and come fight me. You threaten my life. I don't use fists. Colorado high school student shoots 2 high school faculty members. Suspect initially got away. Suspect found dead. 17-year-old male. That was the same school where a student was shot and killed in his car about 6 weeks ago. It's going to be good for the PR of the school. Hey, come here. We have a great physics program. Our performing arts department's really good. We only had 3 mass shootings at our school last week, so that's up. Or that's less frequent than down the street at Denver State, where they have 16 mass shootings every single day. So here's our good pitching point: is we only have at least 1 or 2 every 6 weeks. Not not too bad. It's not too bad. Supreme Court hears case Jack Daniels versus poop-themed dog toy? What a fucking joke. I have a signed stamped letter from our great Supreme Court of the United States that says they won't hear a direct violation of the United States Constitution with original jurisdiction because of the novelty of the case. And then I've signed letters from federal judges saying they can't help you and get an attorney. I have an attorney, and that's kind of the problem. So people will not treat me as a professional adult, and I've been a professional adult. I've been a professional since I've been 7. I've been a professional adult since 18. But will the 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80-year-olds who didn't learn to behave do anything besides project their behavior onto you at whatever they behaved at your age and then treat you like that's you? No. It has never happened 1 minute of 1 day of my life. And so this is, the Supreme Court has absolutely no legal authority whatsoever on common law. Absolutely, unequivocally, no, it is a fucking joke. Because my case affects fucking everybody. It affects all biological law, which is the basis of common law. And your statutes are in direct violation of common law. And it is the most illegal shit fucking ever. But will we change our behavior? No, we can't. We fucking can't. Just like, again, the administrators, Tom Newbert, Robert Dvorak, and Bill Garrick, or is it Bill Garrick? Jim Jones, Dan Garrick at DeSales. They literally neglected my educational needs as a child. They abused me as a child. And now as a fucking adult, they're either directly aware, which again, this community does nothing besides gossip. They're either directly aware and stealing my property as an adult and teaching their kids on it and refusing to acknowledge it in public. They literally built their entire lives, tortured a child, abused a child, and now they're, as an adult, they're stealing my property. And they still treat me like I'm a fucking kid, man. Whatever, you guys are going to go to prison as soon as I can fucking do so. But to see a Jack Daniels versus a poop-themed dog toy, as I'm over here, again, literally food insecure, have never had the stability in my life to think more than 2 weeks out, ever. 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months, ever in my adult lifehood. Never. It's just, this country is fucking disgusting. After Ron DeSantis' anti-woke agenda, Disney World will host a major summit on LGBT rights. Whoop-de-fucking-do, I don't care either way. Well, I do care because Ron DeSantis is full. Again, he's probably a rapist. He probably diddles fucking high school girls when he was in just fresh out of Princeton or Yale, bro. And your fucking wife's a fucking whore, Casey. I bet she sucks a good dick. But you can't speak, and I'm sure your wife was attracted to you because you're a beta male. Fuck. I hope your fucking marriage fucking fails. And now you have some authority over the state of Florida. Every school is distributing my property wrong. So. And it's just everyone's doing it, thinking it's going to go away. We can do basically whatever we want. Well, you're not going to influence a species, and I can. And I will, the instant that I'm allowed to have access to constitutional rights, which will be never. But if that ever happens, if that tip ever comes, we've heard it all. We can do basically whatever we want. We're going to make sure statute law aligns with common law, and then we're going to punish you. That is what is going to occur. Andrew and Tristan Tate to remain in custody for at least another month. Don't give a fuck at all. Notre Dame president and athletic director say the NIL rules are being abused to funnel money to recruits where their NIL has no current value. It was actually an interesting statement for a lot of different reasons because, again, actual name, image, and likeness is kind of like built like you have a social media following or you have a name, image, and likeness was truly the motivation for the thing. Now they're just saying that having third parties, endorse people at a high school to get them some money from a school, to go to this school, we'll give you this money and this deal without having a brand beforehand. Frankly, I don't care. I would maybe try to have some enforcement or some thing like that, but I don't give a fuck. Colleges are fraudulent, right? And so why shouldn't an 18-year-old be able to make fucking money? Because then again, this is the president of Notre Dame, and so again, their president is a priest. What again, as we are working well, almost, probably about halfway through the Old Testament makes up about 80% of the Hebrew Bible. And so, how is this going, how are we going to keep doing this when we have the Jews and the Christians, and we're all just broken historians? Like when we have the Bible, then we have broken translators that have created all these different sects of Christianity and whatever. And then we have like the actual Catholic Church, and we just have like, when are we just going to realize that we're all just fucking hypocrites? And that's like kind of like one of the worst things you can be in there. We're going to put on our nice little priest outfit, put on our nice suit, and say, keep education at the center of our institutions. fraud, racketeering, and criminal activity is the core of your behavior. It literally is just stealing my intellectual property. You have big buildings, you have big bank accounts, and then you teach me. So keep education at the center of institutions. There is no education. I am the center of education, and you guys are just disseminating it illegally. And so do I give a fuck if people funnel money to high school kids to make them go to a certain school? Fuck no. There's no different education from one school to the next. Physics is physics, math is math, history is history. And so I would like NIL to be, like, it was motivated to be people with already having name, image recognition. But then I said, why would it be bad to give a kid a good job out of high school so he can go play sports at a school that is monetizing the fuck out of that daily? See, now, okay, good. Let them do that. Good. Thumbs up. If they're that good and they don't have a name, image, and likeness, and you want to give them some money to go to your school, why would I not give an 18-year-old a good job while he's risking his body or his health, or he's producing free advertising for us? When they go run around the basketball court, that's a little, as opposed to like football where you might have a lot more concussions or something, or tennis where you might still sprain an ankle or something. You are still promoting and advertising, and all those football games. There's no profitable advertising run in between commercials. Keep education at the center of your institution, President of Notre Dame. Yep, that's you, brother. Put on your priest collar and just be a fucking hypocrite. Go diddle some fucking kids, which is well known at the corruption of Notre Dame. So let's be honest there. And you guys all teach me, and frankly, I don't give a single fuck. When I see, we don't want to funnel money to kids without name, image, and likeness, I just say, well, if the company wants to give an 18-year-old a good paycheck, win-win. Because academic institutions is the quintessential fraudulent behavior since the 1700s. It literally fucking is. TikTok CEO to testify parent company is not an agent of China. I think it said the average user spends 50 to 90 minutes a day on the app. Saw two different numbers. I wasn't sure what the time frame was, but it seemed to be the highest of any of the social media: Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter. Still have not downloaded, still have not been on TikTok, not one time. I've seen like the structure of the site before, just from like news and other podcasts and whatever. But again, it is banned in Ohio, I still believe. So I was going to think about maybe doing that, to maybe try to promote my music again. One clip goes viral, I have a body of work done. My career starts and ends in terms of go from nobody to profoundly wealthy and comfortable overnight. But again, it's not overnight success if it's been 7 years of fraud and 22 years of continuous derivation. Where again, I was never allowed to go to school. At no point in time was I ever allowed to go to school. Keep education at the center of our institutions. I got scapegoated by every teacher I have ever been exposed to. You look walking down the hallway in high school, sophomore year, I even told the story a bunch. You look high. Are you high? Nope. I just can't sleep. Good. Yep, telling a minor child they don't deserve to sleep when they are literally being neglected by an entire community. That is not good. That is child abuse. But we just keep blaming him. We just keep blaming Brad. The Chinese government is opposed to a forced sale on TikTok. Again, I don't know if they'll ban it in the United States, but when they say like I literally heard one of our worthless fucking Republicans again can't open his mouth and speak. And I literally hate seeing. I can see how fucking undeveloped you guys are through your facial muscles, literally. And so, and actually I did make another connection when Key and her disrespectful husband came and sat down, shuffled in by this community park at HQ Flats, and she was like, disrespecting me, saying, "Oh, you can't even imagine. I can't imagine physics, biology. I solved it from first principles logically while being scapegoated. If it's understandable, I can understand it instantly, intuitively, without fucking thinking." And so, after she disrespects my life research and says, "You can do, presence is powerful." But that's the same exact thing when I told you about my high school biology teacher, Mrs. Barrett. She was like, literally the exact verbatim, exact same words. She was like, "You can do," and then said, "Remember all of the things on the test." And it's like, profoundly easily. And that story was more of us like trying to make friends, or if someone asked me a question. And I told you the story about Tigley Faraday at OSU, where I asked her the question directly before the test. She wouldn't teach me because it was on the test, which is kind of the point of school, is to be taught and learn stuff. And it was a genuine, I was trying to do my homework to prepare for the test. But regardless, in high school, she was like, you can pretty much remember it all. I'm like, yeah, like easily. And if someone asks me to learn something, I'm going to teach it to them. If not, again, they're not cheating, they're not lying, they're not cheating, they're trying to prepare for what knowledge they don't know. But again, the thing you are not allowed to do at school is learn. Anytime you offend a pathetic person, they will shut down and they will assert any authority over you, whether that's refusing to serve you food, whether that's refusing you constitutional rights, whether that's stealing money out of your bank account, whether that's refusing to serve you stromboli, whether that's mocking you as a realtor, whether that's mocking you as a home inspector, or whether that's your apartment complex management just saying you're threatening us because we violated your constitutional rights, and then you said that's not the right thing to do, and then you're the problem. Sweet, man. Fucking honestly fucking sweet. But again, more theft, and again, so the last talking point for today is a research paper, again, pure theft, pure lies, pure historical fraud, explores the possibility that ET and aliens, and again, in the same way, I'm not sure the Hebrew Bible, the Old Testament, from the New Testament, from Jesus the translator, from Aaron, the really old guy, that is referenced as God, or just again, the awareness of a really intelligent human being, proven perfect word, the living word, logic is alive, people can rationalize and understand themselves and an agency over their own body, and they just think through the ontology of their history. In the same way, I'm not sure exactly what's the Catholic Church now, what's the Old Testament, what's the New Testament. I'm not sure exactly what people mean by extraterrestrials, aliens. There's way too much intuition and known scientific fact going on to just use blanket fucking terms. But they say a research paper might have already visited Earth. There was at least 2 confirmed to me. 30 to 50 different people have confirmed it to me in person. Again, I can still show you the rudimentary way to go fucking literally tune into vibrations of signals already being broadcasted universally right now today. It just wasn't, I wasn't the initial person to discover the methodology, so I've been holding that off as long as fucking possible. Just make water vibrate and look at the fucking cross sections and see who's logging on AOL Skype with the aliens today. But again, there was at least 2. I have way too much intuition even throughout the solar system. Del Sol, Desde Sol. So there's all these fucking hints in language where it's just, there's clearly differentiations to me. And in my own intuitions, again, I knew the alien shit profoundly before I could put in a video on the internet. Thank you, we weren't sure. Thanks for clarifying that for us. We weren't sure. As if it was possible to have my level of intuition be wrong in any capacity whatsoever to articulate what I have done intellectually. It isn't possible. Fundamental breakthrough was a real moment of, again, just like anybody else in high school, you have to learn, you have to study, your head gets thick, it feels like, you've worked out your brain. Bam, there was a moment where it's like, I am proving logic so intuitively, fundamentally, that it's like there was no intellectual resistance to me at all anymore. I would never get mentally fatigued. I never run out of thinking of things to do, ever. It just doesn't, it was a real fucking physical change. And conversely, not being able to identify yourself in a group of people causes physical pain in the same way blue balls does. It's a psychological expectation to a physiological response, and I never get to jizz. I never get the money shot. I never get to fit into a group of people. I never get to be acknowledged. I never get to have identity. I never get to pay my bills. I never get to go 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months without constant denigration. It has never occurred. But yeah, they might have already visited. Just throw that shit away, man. And just, God, fuck. But this is Avi Loeb, whose name is actually Abraham, which is fucking hilarious. Seems like everyone's Jewish all of a sudden. Israel's not that big of a fucking place. Everyone seems to be fucking Jewish all of a sudden. But yeah, the paper was authored by Sean Kirkpatrick of the Pentagon's AARO and Avi Loeb, the chairman of Harvard's astronomy department. How does this shit work? When like the couple senior level officials that really know what's going on, and the couple senior level defense contractors that probably have this stuff, so the government has plausible, freedom of information. We can't do that to a private company. What's going on over there? Northrop Grumman, or fucking like blah, fucking secret France team. Oh, you asked one question, you knows what's going on. It's not, you guys are you're not smarter than me. You guys are like fucking monkeys compared to me. Whoa, But how does that work? It's like the people that know what's going on, and you just let everyone dick sucker in the fucking Pentagon or the CIA, the FBI. When they watch the lower level dudes on Lex Friedman, they're like, if something's really going on, we really wouldn't know. And so you just let those other fucking retards run around. Doesn't matter, it's fraud. It doesn't matter. We can do basically whatever we want. Well then fucking shoot me, you fucking pussies. I ain't going anywhere. I'm not gonna stop saying the fucking facts. I'm gonna break my own story every fucking day. But I hate these people. Again, the academics, again. But again, my career is so prolific. I hate all of the groups of people that have kicked me out. But the academics have truly ruined my ability to start a family, have a career, and be recognized at anything. My mom, what if they never publish your paper? Don't. I have 700 plus YouTube videos and I'm uploading 1 to 2 times a day. Just have one clip, one thing from hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands and thousands and thousands of hours of content. Then that's it. Then I'll just I'll be a YouTuber, if that's ever allowed. But again, I'm scapegoated. I will never get into a group of people. So, thank you for watching today. Language Litigation Integration Part 190. My name is Bradley Bowes, and I'm still literally too dirty to feed. So, if you have any identity, any integrity, if you get treated with any decency or respect, if you have a fucking supporting community, family, job, anything, be thankful that is a level of privilege I have never had. I have no expectation of how it could ever change. So thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.